Watchin It podcast. On today's show, those brooms aren't sweeping anything. Donnell breaks the first rule. And I dare say that's the right way to use healing magic.
Okay.
Taylor Swift updates and more.
Taylor Swift updates.
I'm your host, Robert. And with me is Donnell.
This is some news to me.
We're going full Swiftie. Okay. All right. First, before we get into Agatha All Along, I need to do some due diligence because I am doing. I'm on season 13 of my Supernatural watch.
Yep.
Completely forgot and didn't bother to check when we started doing Agatha All Along.
Yep.
Against the database. Allion, who plays Alice.
Yep.
Somewhat medium character, not major character.
Yeah.
But like 12 episodes.
Okay.
Worth of the show. Yeah, she plays the Prince of Hell, Dagon, in season 12.
Interesting.
Of Supernatural.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. I mean, it's Supernatural. There's always somebody. I mean, I feel like
rewatching this, I'm like, oh my! Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, there's so many people that are in other like.
Yeah.
This,
well, every once in a while we'll get a show or a movie, and they'll be like, oh no, nobody crossover. I'm like, okay, no actors, but let's get into the light crew.
Yeah.
Or that like
there's
I feel
like 3 people that are like in the production crew that are
I feel like even if sure, maybe there's no actor, but I feel like I feel like every show is connected to Supernatural. You can find that guy. Whether he was just holding a boom mic, I don't care. But you can find that guy's like, oh, there he is. There he is.
And last week we were talking about Taylor Swift.
Yep.
And I had said that there's no, I couldn't recognize one of her songs. Now, because of Supernatural.
Wait, so he has a song in Supernatural?
Yes, she does have a song that shows up in Supernatural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's it's kind of a throwaway episode where they fight Hansel and Gretel.
Okay.
So it's normally a skip episode.
Yeah.
But Dean Winchester turns into a kid.
Okay.
Basically, like Hansel has come over to the Americas to take care of some business.
Yep.
With another character that's in the show.
Yep.
And is like, hey, it's like missing children's bad for business is really hard. So I find adults and turn them into children and then cook them. It's really weird. But he's a kid and he hears a Taylor Swift song and he's like, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And Dean Winchester is super into like old school rock, and stuff like that. I am now familiar, and because of our conversation, when I heard it, when they played it at the end of the show, I was like, oh, that's the Taylor Swift song. Now, I remember I said I couldn't recognize them. Now I can recognize. Of course, I think it's like her most famous song, which is "Shake It Off."
Yeah. I'm about to say I could probably recognize that song, even though I don't think I've ever heard, I've probably heard it like playing in the background somewhere, but I don't think I've ever constantly heard it. Just with how big that song is, if it came on and I was paying attention, I'd be like, oh, this is obviously Taylor Swift, "Shake It Off." I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just too big to not, even if you haven't heard it, you still will recognize it when it comes on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There you go.
All right.
There's our Taylor Swift update.
Taylor Swift update.
Our Supernatural.
I hope
talk out of the way.
That's the last Taylor Swift update we have on this podcast.
I'm surprised. Has she not been in a movie or some TV show or something? When is she gonna do that? Is she gonna? I guess she would have done it by now.
Yeah. I mean, I know she hasn't been in any movies. I don't know if maybe she's been in a show as herself.
Yeah,
maybe?
I don't think that counts though. I need her to act.
You need her to act
and be a character.
Yeah. I don't think she's even done that. Then I mean, probably the closest she's gotten to acting as a character is probably like hosting Saturday Night Live. Honestly, because everybody
that doesn't count either.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that's the closest she's got.
No, like Lady Gaga, where she not playing Lady Gaga in any way.
You know, Joker 2.
I haven't seen it. And I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah,
I hear it's trash.
Yeah, it's a musical.
I know, and I thought that was weird from the trailer. Yeah,
I didn't realize that, and I was like, "Well, why'd you do that?"
Well, I mean, the first one kind of had like some music.
It had some like artistic flair, but this one, from what I'm hearing, it's like full on
musical. Yeah.
Like they're comparing it because they were saying, what is it that they weren't advertising it as a musical, and they're comparing it to Wicked, where they're like, yeah, Wicked's not really advertising, but it's like everyone knows Wicked is a musical. So if you're saying that the Joker is as much a musical as Wicked is, that's a full-on musical. That isn't like, oh, we added some artistic flair here. It's like, no, that's a freaking musical. So I'm just like, what? But yeah. Yeah, like I said, I do remember in the trailer seeing some stuff that looked musical, but I always assumed like that's probably just some crazy Joker moment, in his head, not realizing like that's the movie. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Joker or Taylor Swift or Supernatural, even though I know you would love to sit down and talk about Supernatural for the next 3 hours. We're going to talk about a little bit of Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
It was a quick episode.
Yeah, this was a really dark, like not dark, like scary.
Yeah.
This was like, the lighting was real dark. It was really hard to watch for a lot of it.
It was interestingly shot.
Yeah.
I would say, except for the ending, I'm not saying it's a bad episode, but so far, except for the ending, I was like, this is probably the weakest episode so far.
Yes.
Until the ending.
Until the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This
episode was very cringe, and I did not like it until the very end.
Exactly. I sat through the whole thing. I was like, meh, okay. I mean, everyone gets one. Every show gets one. You got to have this episode. And then the end came like, oh, okay. Okay.
Stuff's going down.
Yeah. The rest of this, I mean, I always knew there was going to be a twist in this show. At some point, that's when the thing reveal. I just assumed it would happen later on, but the fact that it happened, about midpoint, I'm like, what's the rest?
I mean, we're past midpoint.
Yeah,
we're episode 5.
5 of 8
out of 8.
So
okay, I guess
we're
just past.
Past midpoint. But yeah, we got like 3 more episodes. I'm just like, okay, so what's this going to be?
Episode is called Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power. Yes. A little last time on, but last time on from a scene that was shown in WandaVision. Yeah.
Yep. Because I was when that scene came on, I was like, I don't remember this in any of the episodes, and I actually had to like stop and look it up because I was like, I don't remember this happening. But yeah, we get a little last time on, just a refresh for everybody. Getting to see why Agatha is the hated one. Basically killed her coven, including her own mother. But I mean, she did. But did she really? Like, her power is to absorb other people's powers.
Yeah.
And they decide to use their powers to try and kill her. And I'm like, what do you think she's going to do?
Just a defense mechanism.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, can you really be like, oh, I can't believe you could. They were trying. Like, I just like.
And was she even controlling it?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know if she was controlling it or not. I mean, I feel like. Because I don't know if I can't remember back in WandaVision if they made it clear why they were trying to kill her, but I feel like it's just because of if her power is to absorb other witches' magic. Like,
yeah, I can't remember what she did. She did something.
Well, yeah, I mean, she just makes her a huge threat to which kind. If that's your, if your power is literally like, oh, I kill,
just don't attack her.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, just never use magic. But then, I mean, in that scenario, she still has her own magic. Then she can be throwing all sorts of magic at you while you can't really do anything. So yeah. It's interesting thought.
But we open up to them being pursued by the Salem 7.
Yep.
We see a fox, a crow, a snake, and later an owl.
Yep.
And like there's 3 other animals.
Yep.
We need to see.
Well, I think one of them is like bugs. Because remember when they're chasing or they're like fleeing the home stretch to the trial, and one of them
there was
appears
a bug
in front,
lady, yeah.
and she just bursts into a bunch of bugs. I'm just like, ugh. I hate bugs, Robert, and just see like them fly through, and then there's like in the next scene like Agatha's like pulling them off her, and I'm just like I just hate bugs. I just don't want anything to do with that. That's just no.
Yeah. But we find out a little bit about the Salem 7.
Yeah.
We find out that they are the children of the witches that she stole the power from and killed.
Yeah,
and from the Queen of Fables in Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Got to kill the bloodline. Got to kill the bloodline.
And she said, she's like, yeah, this is what I get for showing mercy. And I mean, so that's the thing is that even though, like I said, this was a quick episode and wasn't a lot there was some little interesting bits because, like, seeing how Agatha's started out with, like I said, her own coven turning on her along with her mom, and then, like I said, it's just one of these like I can see how she got to where she is. Like if everyone hates you just for being yourself and stuff because like I said, see in the beginning, like it doesn't look like she was trying to kill her coven. Like I said, I think it was a defense mechanism. And then, like I said, originally she spared the kids because like she wasn't evil back then. But I imagine from that point forward with the Salem 7 chasing her, and then also just witch kind as a whole hating her, it's like, yeah, eventually you're just gonna be like, well, if you're all gonna freaking hate me for being a monster, then I'm going to
Lean
be a
into it.
freaking monster. Like, it's like, all right, I'll be the monster then. So yeah, I'm not saying that I think she's a good person, but I can be a little sympathetic to her a little bit more of why she's so kind of cold-hearted and, you know, especially with other witches. Because yeah, I mean, she's been around for hundreds of years of dealing with this crap.
I mean, it's a weird show in that respect because this is a villain.
Yeah.
This is the first MCU show we've gotten that the main character was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not necessarily supposed to be rooting for her.
No.
Like, it's not like, oh, she's gonna do a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she
she
wants power.
She wants her
so
power
she can do
back.
more bad things.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see her getting her power back and be like, all right, now I'm gonna go, you know, feed the homeless or anything. Like, no, she wants her power back, you know, to protect herself and do whatever she wants. Probably get some revenge. So I guess Wanda's dead, but I'm sure there's other people she'd like to get some revenge against. I mean, still don't know what's going on with her and Rio. And Rio will go from one moment wanting to kill her to protect her, and I'm just like, make up your mind.
They've got they're weird. They're complicated. It's complicated
exactly.
on their Facebook page.
I'm just like, what do you want? You want to kill her? You don't want to kill her? What? Just answer. Just make it up.
But they're being pursued by the Seven,
Yep.
and they decide that in order to get away, they need to ride brooms, but they call them Hexenbessen,
Yep.
which is a German word that could mean a plant deformity, a type of growth, or a roller coaster.
Okay.
That's a
yeah.
One of these is not like the
exactly. It's like, okay, how did that connection get made?
Yeah, but it's actually the plant deformity is in relation to the concept of a witch's broom.
Yeah.
And deformity.
Yeah. So in order to do this, I love this, all their reaction to it. They're just like, no, we're not doing that. It's just a stereotype. we're not giving into that.
Wait, hang on a minute. Okay, like, you still fly?
Yeah, I know. That's my thing. I'm like,
I mean, I guess Agatha, before she could fly without the broom before when she had her powers.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm just like, but flying.
Yeah.
Like, they could make like rocket packs.
Mm-hmm.
They could commercialize that shit as
so
far as they want. I'm still getting a rocket pack.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the one thing that's interesting, actually, that this show has kind of been establishing is like you could have magical powers and, you know, do stuff like we were saying. Agatha could fly with just her magic, you know, when she had it, but also, and like, because I remember in a previous episode, the teen was talking about, let's just do actual witchcraft, like crafting spells and stuff. And it seems like you're able to do, like, if you know, like, he also has that spell book, and it's like, it seems really to be one of those things, like, there's magical powers, but there's also like magic you can do by just knowing the ritual and knowing the, you know, the right words to say, because like they have to do this broom ritual, which apparently I'm like, I guess you always need to have a partner if you want to fly.
I thought that was really cool how they like did the little circle thing, and then they had to trade it back and forth. I thought it was funny. It's like, oh, here's a broom. Oh, thank you so much. Like,
well, I really liked the Jin and Lilia.
Yeah.
Jin's like, they trade brooms. Like, oh, this is so beautiful. She's like, thank you. And then Lilia's like, you could have done a better job. And I'm just like, oh. But yeah, so they have to do this ritual, and then they have to trade brooms in order for it to work. And Teen gets teamed up with Alice. And they, you know, it's his first, like, kind of, maybe he's actually in the coven moment. You know, he gets to ride a broom. And yeah, you know, so we get a cool broom riding scene, and then we get the gross bug lady, which I just bleh. But then we get to the trial, and this one is Agatha's. Which I'm wondering what, I mean, I guess is she an occult witch or something? Because like we know, like I said, Alice was the protect. Rio / Mrs. Hart was the green witch. Freaking Jin is like potion craft, and then Lilia is
she can see things.
Precognition. Precog. So, but we've never really said like directly what Agatha is, but but maybe like some cult or something.
Or what is the teen?
Yeah, well, Teen's not part of the cover. Remember, he's just along for the ride.
I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Like he's not.
It is interesting later when they called him a familiar.
Yeah. Well, Agatha called him that earlier in the series.
Gotcha.
And I think they were just kind of piggybacking off of that.
So they get into this house, and each house has had like a theme.
Yep.
And I could not nail this down if it was the 70s, 80s, or 90s until they showed the wristwatch.
Yeah.
Because I thought we already kind of covered the 80s when we were in the last episode.
So I don't think it's really time period based. I think it's more of like I don't know, theme based. Like this one was very, like I said, it was talking to the dead or talking to spirits, and so they went with that classic teen sleepover Ouija board.
Yeah, but that could have happened in the 70s, 80s, or 90s.
Yeah,
and
true.
the dress could have matched the 70s, 80s, or 90s.
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
it wasn't until they had the digital wristwatch from like Casio or something. That I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely the 80s. Yeah,
I got each of that Casio wristwatch with the little tiny ass keyboard.
I guess Ouija boards weren't really big in the 90s.
No. Yeah, we had kind of moved past that. So yeah, definitely 80s. But yeah, so yeah, this one is very much a sleepover. They got, and so the hair was also definitely more 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hair I think was another.
There's a lot of blurring in there, I feel.
Yeah.
The 80s had a lot of muscle.
Mm-hmm.
It really pushed. I mean, we're still kind of like the 80s now.
Yeah.
The 80s are still pretty solid.
The 80s has kind of stuck around. We're still feeling.
I mean, you're dressed like you're on Miami Vice right now or something. Like, I don't know what's going on with your outfit, right? I mean, it's nice. Yeah. It's just you're gonna go arrest some drug dealers.
I got some cocaine dealers to bust after this, Robert. I got a busy weekend, okay? I'm going to put on my nice reflective mirror shade sunglasses.
But they figure out the trials. They got to use the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
And he reads all the rules, which are whatever.
Yeah.
And
don't take your hand off the planchette. Don't talk about death, interestingly enough. And then don't taunt the spirits.
And always end with goodbye.
Yes, always end with goodbye.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that this is all kind of stupid.
Yeah.
This is the stupid parts of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Agatha's just messing around.
Yeah.
And pretending to be Miss Hart from the beginning.
Yeah. I think that was. He was probably moving the planchette, and like she purposely made them all.
By the way, I'd never known what that thing was called until this episode.
But yeah, so he was purposely moving the planchette, and then probably made everybody fall off so he could, and that's like I said. Once again, it just plays more into like if she did do the road, she didn't do it legitly because it's like she has to know like you can't fake the trial.
Yeah.
The door's not going to open for you to move on to the next thing if you're faking the trial. But she tries again, and she summons Mrs. Hart, doing a very, very bad impression. I was actually glad when it was revealed that she was faking it, because don't let her rest in peace. I mean, unless you're going to really bring her back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Leave
bring
Mrs. Hart in peace. But
they got an open slot now.
I know. Like I said, Agatha. Like I said, last time she did the road, only her and another came back, and I'm just like, Mrs. Hart, and I'm like, now he lost Alice. I'm like, Rio and her are pretty tight. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, Jen, Lilia, it's not.
No. Rio, Agatha, and the teen are all gonna make it out. The rest of them are not gonna make it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling hopeful for Jen and Lilia.
But the second attempt with the Ouija board, death.
Yes.
Something shows up and says, I want you to punish Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start to like do something, which I thought they were all possessed.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And like
and
do
just
the punishment.
like I said, this is very quickly.
Especially Jen.
Yeah. Very quickly they're like, all right, how do we want to do it? We can tie her up and torture
let me get the rope.
and we could do all this stuff. And like I said, this is where Rio's like, we could just slit her throat. And I'm like, okay.
By the way, where did she get like the prison shiv?
I have no idea.
It was like a sharpened
maybe
brush,
she just keeps it with her.
It looked like she went and got it out of a drawer.
I mean, maybe there was it is a slumber part. Maybe there was a hairbrush, and while everybody else was talking, she was in there in the corner, whittling away, getting her shiver. She knew where this was going. But Agatha breaks the connection and gets possessed, and happens that she gets possessed by her mother.
Yep.
And her mom wants them to like, hey, you guys just go, and just leave Agatha here with me, which I imagine would be one hell of a torturous time for Agatha. And then, like I said, this is where Rio switches, though, all of a sudden, because one moment she's like, let's slit her throat, and the next thing when Agatha's mom's like, leave her with me, she's like, no, you can't have Agatha. And I'm like, pick a lane, woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, Agatha's mom really starts screwing with everybody, and Alice tries to protect Agatha
in a crazy display of power out of nowhere.
Yeah.
By the way, can we talk about? Okay, let's talk about Alice.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll Alice Blaster.
Yeah.
She kicks the evil spirit out,
mm-hmm.
but now she's blasting Agatha.
Yep.
And Agatha either on purpose or out of her control saps all of her power.
Yep. Drains her completely. Yep.
I don't really I mean, I'm gonna miss the Alice character. I love that the actress.
Yeah.
But she's gone.
Yep.
She's gone. I never understood the character though. It's like, why was
first.
she like? She has power.
Yeah.
Why was she? And her mom was like some like rock superstar. Why was she working at the mall?
Because that was like the curse that was levied on her. Part of it was that like she couldn't keep down a job. Like she even says like,
but why would she need a job? She just has money. She should just have her mom's money.
I mean, I think her mom, like they said, because of that last tour that she did to, make the song to protect her, I think her mom basically took the band and like used all its funds and stuff to have this last tour to make this song to protect her daughter. But in the process of that, it's like, there ain't nothing like, because no one wanted that tour. Nobody wanted that music. So she had to fund it, herself probably.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that they, so she has Mr. Scratchy, the rabbit, which is gone somewhere now. We don't know where the rabbit is.
No idea.
Just left it back in Westview. But I guess Nicholas Scratch was her real son.
Yes,
that she gave away.
Yeah. Because the teen to close the door communicates with another spirit, which turns out to be her son, and then he closes the conversation.
This was just all stupid and weird.
Yeah. It was very convoluted and kind of like, okay. But, they get the door open. Teen is very upset. I mean, this is the first time. The teen has been on Agatha's side, like, this whole story. This is the first time where he really, got upset with her. And when he did, he goes off. But, yeah, because, like, they all get out, and the teen just lays it. Oh.
Do they all get out?
Oh, yeah.
Because it really seemed like Rio was like, I'm going to get that body.
Yeah. And
I'm going to hang back.
We don't see her for the rest of the episode after that. So, yeah, everybody. And I'm assuming that might be how Agatha gets out of this predicament. Because I'm like, I don't know. You guys.
Because remember when they talked in the radio booth, in the sound booth, they were like, oh, you're going to get your powers and I'm going to get me some bodies.
Yeah.
So she's like, because she was eyeing that body.
She was like, that's a body. That's a good one right there.
You guys go. I'll take care of it.
Don't worry. I'll catch up. I didn't
start pulling out a bib. Or something. I don't know what she's doing with the bodies.
I don't know what she's doing with the bodies. But yeah, so the teen lays into Agatha, but not surprisingly, but kind of the other, Lilia and Jen, even though they know Agatha, they still see her as evil. They kind of go with like, this is about power. Like for all of us.
Why do you think we're all here?
Yeah.
I mean, the teen is there for power. Right? That's the stated reason. We don't know anything anymore.
That's what I'm going to say.
But at the beginning, it's like he wanted to get power, and that's why he wanted to go on the witch's road.
True.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really wonder, like, I'm wondering the teen obviously knows who he is, I'm assuming, and he has to know about his mom's past with Agatha.
Maybe,
I guess.
I mean, okay. So let's talk about that in a second. Let's get through the episode here. So they're talking about that, and then he's like, "That's not why I'm here." And she then this is some of the best acting we've gotten out of. I can't remember the actress's name that plays Agatha.
Han.
No, that's Alice, who plays Agatha. Of course, I should know this.
I mean, yeah, we should be better at this. Okay,
Catherine Hahn. You're all right.
Yeah,
I think
Han
it was not Han.
name.
Okay, Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn.
Where she just she goes very witchy, very evil, and it's just like, yeah. Are you sure you're not here for power?
Yeah.
And then she drops the line, "You're so much like your mother."
Yeah.
I'm like,
so she knows.
Yeah.
And that makes me wonder.
But how? Because she's not supposed to know because of the glamour.
Yeah, but unless it's like the teen asks if she put the glamour on him, and she's said no, but then again she wouldn't know if she did. But I'm just wondering if like that was a lie in some sense. Like maybe she is, but like I don't like. Yeah, it's just weird. Like I mean, that thing is it's going to be very interesting how they explain the teen being who he is.
Yeah. He gets pissed.
Yep.
He
takes over Jen and Lilia.
Yeah.
Which at first I was like, "What you doing?" But like, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, you can't use magic against Agatha.
Yeah.
So he mind controls the other two, has them physically restrain her and drag her into the swamp.
Yep.
And then once she's gone, he just blasts them into it. Like he's like, "Okay, you guys can't take my magic."
Yep.
So,
Yeah, this was definitely an unexpected display of power. Yeah. And then the episode ends with him wearing the Scarlet Witch crown.
Yep.
But he doesn't have Scarlet Witch power. He doesn't have the red magic. He has some kind of blue magic.
He has some, he's his own dude. Okay, he has his own. His mom was a Scarlet Witch. He gets his own powers. Okay.
Fair enough.
But
how?
So
How?
it's all but confirmed. They just haven't outright said it, but that this is Wiccan. This is Scarlet Witch's son. I'm wondering where from, because
he's got to be from an alternate reality or something.
He has to be from an alternate reality, and then also just like what's he doing here, and
it's pretty clear that he's not just some stupid kid anymore. No. Like he's playing a game.
Yeah. He's up to something. Like you said, the Rio was not there for this, so I'm like. Yeah, I think
she just lucked out because she was busy devouring a corpse or whatever she's doing
whatever the hell she does with the body. Yeah. But it's going to be very interesting.
I'm very excited for
where we go from here, because
something I saw on Instagram. By the way, Watchin It podcast on Instagram. Please follow us. I saw a picture, and I never realized that the glamour, the thing that squiggles over his mouth, is a very decorative M.
Oh,
so people are like, "Ooh, Mephisto."
I never,
because it's kind of a demonic looking M.
Everybody just wants to get Mephisto.
I think that's gonna be like the next 20 years, just a tease of Mephisto.
Ooh, is it? No.
Then it's gonna be played like by Jeff Goldblum or something. It's gonna be so stupid when they shows up. Like,
they already had Jeff. I guess they're. I still can't believe they're having Robert Downey Jr. play.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
But I was about to say they already had Jeff Goldblum play the Grandmaster, but I'm like, hey, if Robert Downey Jr. can play Iron Man and Doom, you can have.
They should get Sudeikis, but he's to play Mephisto, but he's really just the same character he plays in the soccer show. Ted Lasso.
And Ted Lasso.
But he's just Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
like being Mephisto, just with that positive energy.
Yeah.
And
down there, just homey, down there, positive.
Oh, we're going to take your soul. Very cool. Very cool.
Nice. Yeah, no, this is going to be great.
What's important is everybody's having fun here, okay? No winners or losers.
That would be great. That just an evil character who's just so much like just that positive. Hey, everybody's going to be good, though.
Yeah. Oh, is that some virgin blood over there? That's so cool.
That's awesome. You shouldn't have, but thank you.
Hey, if you like the show, you should check out our website, watchinitpod.com. There you can find links to our social media and to email us, watchinitpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find links to support the show on Patreon and Spotify and all that jazz. Donnell, what else should they do?
Yeah, Agatha's getting good, so I'm glad
we
covered it.
This is episode.
No, this is
the middle of this episode.
It's getting exciting. It's been good. It's getting exciting. I feel like these last last 4 episodes. I saw they're doing. I don't know why 9, but it's 9 episodes. I'm not sure. So that's good. But I'm not, and there's no offense to Agatha. I'm hoping it has a great end. I'm really excited for the shows we got coming up, man. Silo and Severance, and so I hope you guys are excited for that, because oh man it's some good stuff. So yes, get ready for that. Check out the first seasons of those shows if you haven't, and if you haven't, why haven't you? I don't know what you're doing with your lives. We'll be back right after this.
All right, tell us about Fight Club, Donnell.
Yeah. Of course.
Is it really Fight Club?
It is Fight Club.
Oh my God. Okay. Throwback.
Yeah. No, I watched Fight Club probably for the first time in, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you meant the first time.
No.
My God, man.
Not the first time. No, I watched Fight Club, decades ago.
It's different. It's in a different light today.
That's what I wanted to kind of highlight on. A couple of things. So one is, and I'm sure you know this, but I was watching it with my girlfriend, and I was pointing this out to her.
Has she seen it before?
She had.
Okay.
But she hadn't noticed this. So in Fight Club, there's the scene where they're explaining the jobs that Tyler Durden has, and the one they first talk about is he works in the film production or the film theater, and they talk about how he slices in a clip of just a frame of pornography in movies, and it's like you think you saw it, kids movies. It's like you think you saw it, but you're not sure, or no, you saw it, but you don't want to admit it. So one thing that they do in this movie is before Tyler is established in the world, they do that technique where at different points in the film, he is sliced in for just a split second.
Yep.
You just see a quick Tyler Durden stand there, and then he's gone. And so I pointed that out to her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I never noticed that." And then I just kept pointing, like, "There he is again. There he is again."
Yeah.
So I if you haven't noticed that, go back and check it out because it's just a little clever, foreshadowing, or I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, they talk about it later after he's already there. So, but anyways,
I think the biggest, longest lasting cultural shift is that we all notice the cigarette burn now.
Yes.
In movies. If you go to the movies, you notice that little blip in the corner that you never saw before.
Yep. That was one thing. Is like,
I don't even think that happens anymore with digital stuff.
With digital, it's all gone. I mean, like you said, that was because they had multiple reels.
But for like digital, a good 10 years after that movie came out, you noticed that thing.
You're just like there. Yeah, you couldn't not see it. But anyway, so watch Fight Club again. Watching Fight Club today is a lot different than watching Fight Club a decade and a half ago, because it's probably been about 15 years since the first time I watched it. Maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. I was in my teenage years. I mean, one thing, before going over the differences, I will say still just phenomenal acting by both Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in this movie.
By the way, from 1999.
1999.
Yeah. 25 years.
Damn. It is old. But yeah, just great acting through it. I will always love just the near the end. Spoiler for anybody who is for the 25-year-old movie, Tyler Durden and the main character are the same person. And so there's a part where they just set up the van with a bomb in the garage, and Edward Norton comes in with a gun, and he's like wanting to stop Tyler. He's like, "I'll shoot you," and he's like, "Right," and then he pulls a trigger, and he's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Imaginary friend." He's like, "This is dynamite. There's so much explosive." And then also another thing is near the end, or at the end, when Tyler has him captured and tied up, and Tyler has the gun, and he's like, "What you gonna do?" And then everyone's like, "Wait a sec, you're me."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You don't have the gun. I have the gun." And all of a sudden he looks down and the gun's in his hand. I just love Tyler's reaction. He's like, "So what?" and stuff, because he doesn't know where he's going with it. But yeah, just a great movie. It's a good time. But I will say, watching it now, you think Tyler's 15 years ago, like, Tyler's a whack job. This guy's unhinged. He's dangerous. I find myself agreeing with him a lot more today, where I'm like, maybe we should.
See, no, I go the opposite direction. It seems a little more to, like, incel.
I mean, no, there's definitely, it's 100% incel.
Who's that? Who's that philosopher guy that kind of started the whole thing? Peter something? Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The philosophy in Fight Club in 1999 was edgy and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so
in today's lens, it's
that
like
part.
May have started a snowball that has not
stopped.
Turned out too well.
It has only gained momentum
here on the other side.
Yeah. No. So yeah, definitely that part of the philosophy, but just the whole take down, like, the corporate establishment.
The swamp.
That. Well, no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Look, I don't want to get too political,
but no,
okay?
I'm just
it's not
saying,
necessarily a political thing. It's just like.
But yeah, no. I'm just like, no. I could see the corporations are screwing us. I could be like, let's just blow it all.
No, I'm with you. But at the same time, there's a lot of
it's
release your inner dragon energy coming from Fight Club.
Fight Club. I mean, it's called freaking Fight Club. I'm like, Fight Club would fit in just perfectly with. Have you seen those, like, alpha male camps?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Fight Club would be right there with.
I don't think that we have that today without Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
So you're saying that this movie that I like may have created.
Hey, look, I like the movie too.
One of the scourges of mankind right now.
Hey, alpha
male.
Catcher in the Rye is a good book. Did some weird things to people. Okay, did some weird things to people.
Yes. Oh man. But Robert, while I was talking about Fight Club, you took a little gander on the internet there. I did. It looks like we got ourselves, of course, a supernatural connection, as one always does.
Yeah. In Fight Club, the character Detective Walker, which you said is most likely one of the...
So there's a main detective, but he's a black dude. And so that's why I know this is one of the guys. But there's a main detective who's following up on the main character's house fire.
Yeah.
And when they finally bring
gotcha.
him in, he has 3 other detectives with him, and he has to step out of the room for a phone call. And when he steps out of the room, you find out that these other detectives are part of...
I'm just like, how do you know this? I'm like, oh, because you watched it.
They're part of Project Mayhem, and he Tyler Durden told them, he's like, hey, if I ever try and rat us out to the police, you got to cut my balls off. And so they're like, sir, we're really... you just your strength and that you're letting us do this. And he's like, but no, I know I'm Tyler Durden. He's like, yeah, you told us you said that. Like, okay, well, I want you to stop. Like, you told us you say that too. And he's like, it's just like, yeah, but yeah, he's one of the guys who wants to remove his balls.
Yeah. But yeah, Michael Girardin. Yes, he was also in Supernatural, a minor character, but in a funny episode. The episode is called... I love that species is listed as human.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
You gotta, and it's so like Supernatural. You gotta list out the species.
I can't remember the name of this episode. It doesn't say what the name of the episode. Anyway, he's in season 13. It's the episode where they go into a haunted TV and are in an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Now, so when you say they're in episodes of Scooby-Doo, do you mean
they're cartoons?
So they're actual cartoons.
They're cartoons.
I gotta watch this. I do need to watch
It's one of the best episodes. Yeah. And it's funny because like at the end they like the it's not like they just rip a mask off and it's just like some greedy theme park owner. It's like a real ghost, right?
Yeah.
And then like the whole Scooby gang's just like, wait a minute, ghosts are really real. We could have been out actually like killing ghosts instead of just hunting down like corporate
corrupt landlords.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, he plays Alan, the owner of a pawn shop where they get the haunted TV from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
Because of course, there always
the tendrils of Supernatural know no bounds.
They do not. There always is. I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised to find out I was in an episode of Supernatural. Be like, wait, what? Season 12. All right, Robert. So. Healing magic, huh?
Yeah. I'm still in my Supernatural watch through, so I don't really have much. So I'll keep pulling from my quiver of anime. I'm going to talk about today an anime called The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. This is an isekai.
Okay.
Kid gets transported. There are some other kids. I can't remember if it was like a classroom thing or if they're just a bunch of random kids from different places that all get teleported to this world to fight in an army against the Demon Lord's forces. It's just kind of like, hey, we summoned you. Grab a sword, grab a shield, grab a wand.
Yeah.
You're going to the front lines. It's kind of happy. I wish it was like darker.
Yeah.
You know? But one of the kids, he has healing power, which is apparently very rare and uncommon. And there's like the court healer, the court master healer.
Yeah.
Like, because she's so rare, like, she has she can just tell the king to shut up.
Yeah.
Like, she's like,
yeah. I mean,
so she just stands up, walks over and says, I'm taking this kid. What are you going to do about it? Bye.
Yeah.
And the king's just like, I shrug, but yeah, he's just kind of standing there like, okay,
yeah,
what are we going to do? She's the healer, like, you treat him that way. And she immediately goes to just beating the crap out of this kid.
Not where I saw this going.
And making him lift weights and putting boulders on him while he does push-ups. And she's like, okay, you're getting tired? Heal yourself. So he just starts healing himself and turning his healing power on inward.
Yeah.
Because you usually think of healing power as being something you do to other people, and he can do that.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, you're going to be one of the greatest fighting forces in the kingdom. And she teaches him to, like, roll up and just like fight dragons.
Yeah.
And she throws him off like
little Wolverine,
like a cliff that's like 2 miles down, and he just lands.
Yeah.
And she's just like, okay, go live in the forest for a month and bring me the heads of these really hard to kill creatures and all this stuff. And yeah, so that's the idea.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, that's the right way to use healing magic and just make yourself a force of nature. And the whole reason she's doing this is because she runs like this healing, like, I guess like team
Yeah.
Right. And there's some are on the front lines and some are back in the back, like they're basically the medical unit.
Right.
And she's like, you're going to be on the front lines. You've got to be able to survive take a hit.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, you don't get into a fight, but people are going to be trying to kill you while you're trying to drag people away from the front lines so you can heal them.
Yeah.
And it's just really good. And it's an interesting story, and you get some interesting stuff going on with the past of the kind of head of the medical unit and all these other kids that are like high school kids that are now like in an army, trying to deal with that. And you get some interesting things going on with like the demon lord and his army and stuff. It's just a fun show. There's one season, 13 episodes. I'm sure there's a second season coming out. There's like 12 volumes of the manga that I haven't read yet.
Not there yet.
Really, really good one to check out. Not like you have to watch this. It's not it's not like a top 10. Like if you're going to watch anime, here's something you have to watch. It's just, if you like anime, this is something worth checking out.
Yeah.
It's a cut above, but not the greatest.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Interesting concept.
Yeah, I was about to say I like the concept. Different take on it, everything. Now, you said it's isekai. Is this you died and now you're isekai, or just your train?
No, did not die.
Okay, did not die. All right.
No, teleport isekai.
Yeah. Nice. Yep.
That's all you get this week.
I will put that on my list of animes that I will never get to. I mean, I'd like to, but you just keep.
Look, Donnell, if you want to watch anime, you just text me and be like, what do you want to watch? And I'm like, what are you feeling in the mood for?
Yeah.
Do you want to cry? Do you want some sci-fi? Do you want some wizards? Do you want something really jacked up? Like, just let me know.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the suggestion. I'll be like, you won't go watch this. Because you probably haven't watched Freyren yet.
No.
Which you really need to watch.
I know. You and Mike, friend of the podcast, you and Mike both were like, yeah, watch Freyren.
Freyren, it's just got picked up for a season 2.
Ooh.
So.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way it wouldn't, but.
Yeah. I definitely. It's mainly you and Mike, but still, both you guys talk about it. Sounds like it's.
I mean, it's one of the. I don't know. I keep trying to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And somehow, like last year, it beat out Freyren. Like season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen, beat out Freyren season 1 as best anime of the year. And I'm like, there's no way. I've watched like some of the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm like, how?
It's probably just because. I think it's more of so Freyren, from what you've told me about it, is definitely not your what is it, like paint by the numbers anime.
It's definitely outside the box.
Jujutsu Kaisen is 100% a shonen, just like Naruto before it and One Piece, and people kind of fall into the norm that the best anime is going to be a shonen. And so Jujutsu Kaisen probably, I'm not saying I have never watched, I just heard of it, but it's probably maybe the best shonen right now, which does not mean it's anywhere near the best anime because there's lots of different animes, but shonen is definitely when it comes to anime, it is definitely the biggest genre of anime that most, stepping out of people who actually watch anime a lot. If you talk to people who just casually watch anime, they might not even know it's called a shonen, but definitely they're going to say Bleach or Naruto or Dragon Ball or One Piece, maybe Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that's what they're watching. It's the thing that people gravitate to. So I imagine that's why it won, because why Freyren is probably way better. It doesn't fit in that box. And so when people start voting and you get the major populace of just normal people who are just paying casual attention to anime, they're like, oh yeah, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm gonna vote for that. Where
gotcha. Yeah.
So it's probably just one of those.
But that's not what's supposed to win, okay?
Yeah, that's not. Hey, awards suck because that's what sometimes happens. The thing that shouldn't win wins because more people know about it.
All right, well that's the show.
Join
us next week for more Agatha All Along. Very excited to see what's going on with the team. Find out if Mephisto shows up.
maybe. I mean, I like I said, it's like the worst kid secret. Everyone went into it like, I think that might be Scarlet Witch's son. But now that it's official and it's out there, I'm like, okay, what are we doing with this? Where are we going with this? So yeah.
But stay tuned. We should have a Halloween episode of some sort coming out here in the next couple of weeks.
Get a little spooky.
And, of course, you should need to go check out the first season of Silo.
Yes.
We're probably going to do we've got kind of like an empty week here that we're probably going to do a recap of season 1.
Yep.
Just quick talk about it before we go into covering season 2.
I got to go back and watch season 1 because, I want to get caught up on all that before we jump back into that world. I mean, what's outside? Where are they? Sorry.
I know all the answers.
I
know all the answers.
I know. Don't you dare tell me. Anyways, folks, give us any rating reviews, 5 stars. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.